Hi, I'm Micheal Friedberg. I'm a former US ski team athlete and former program director at Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. I've done a lot of coaching and even more skiing over the years, and I'm excited to share some of my knowledge with you guys. The only way to truly improve your skiing is to break it down into its component parts. If you've read Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers, what I'm talking about is deep practice. That's what we're going to be doing here, breaking down skiing into its component parts and helping you get to the next level. I'm going to introduce you to my favorite progression of drills. Drills are super important, and I like to do them every morning. I did them as an athlete, and I do them with all the athletes that I work with. What it does is it brings your focus to your skis. All of these drills can be done as a progression in one run, and from there, you'll be ready to rip. The first drill we're going to do today is a bit of a central nervous system warm-up. It's called 1,000 steps. What we're going to do is get into an athletic position and run our way through the turn. It's going to be goofy, and it's going to kind of throw what you know about skiing out the window, break up your established movement patterns, and get you ready to progress in the sport. We're going to make a nice big traverse across the hill, and we're going to focus on an athletic position, and by that I mean knees over toes, lots of pressure in the front of the boots, stacking our hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, arms extended in front of our body, keeping in mind that we want our elbow well in front of our body pillar. We're not really going to worry about pole planting for this drill, but we are going to get a nice flex in the boot. And what we're going to do is simply run through the turn. And what that's going to do is it's going to break up those existing movement patterns and help you get into a mindset to progress. We're going to move on to edging. And edging is tipping the ski on edge by moving your knees to the inside of the turn. And when you do this, you're going to want to have a lead change. So I'm sure at some point in your ski career you've heard someone talk about having weight on a downhill ski. By having weight on a downhill ski, it's going to cause that leg to fall behind your other one, creating something we call lead change. And the reason that's important is when you push your knees to the inside of the turn, if you have lead change, your hips will fall over that downhill ski, producing good power into the snow. If they're not, and you push your knees to the inside of the turn, this hip escapes, creating a weak banked position. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide and edge. Slide, edge. So I want you to feel what it's like to tip that ski on edge and really get purchased into the hill with that downhill ski. The third drill is called the crab drill. If you've ever seen a crab move on dry land, it moves side to side, not front and back. So we're gonna take that tipping and angulation drill that we just did, and we're gonna bring it down the hill. So we're gonna start in a wedge, but don't think snowplow where you're pushing your foot away from you. Think about tipping the ski on edge, which is gonna allow you to create a ton of pressure in the front of the boot, giving you great angle in your ankle and your knee. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tip to the inside. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna really load up the ski, which is gonna make us move across like a crab. Focus on having 4 points, 2 on your hips, 2 on your shoulders, and your vision facing down the hill. Don't lose that stacked body position. Take your arms with you. All right, this next drill is all about transitions. How do you get from one downhill ski to the next? It's through the process of transition. And that's one of the many things that separates intermediate from expert skiers. So I'm gonna use this traverse to go through my mental checklist, think about my stacked body position. Right here, I'm gonna plant my pole lightly and pick up my downhill ski, forcing my weight onto the new ski. And I'm gonna think about pressuring the ski from the tip through this part of the turn and achieving speed control early, not late. Once I finish the turn, I'll put my weight equally back on both skis through this traverse where I'm going to recheck my body position. Same thing, plant, pick up, weight the tip of the new ski, and all the way back in traverse. Plant, pick up, weight the new ski, and all the way back into traverse. All right, on to the Javelin Turn. This is the last drill in my progression, and it's my favorite. It brings together components of every drill we've done this far. So As always, we're gonna focus on that stacked body position. We're gonna combine the squareness of the crab drill with the transitions that we worked on in a transition drill. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer weight, much like the transition drill, so that we're getting early pressure on a downhill ski, and we're gonna take the uphill ski and point it down the hill, which is gonna bring my hip and shoulder and vision into the fall line, much the way that we did in the crab. It's a bit of a complicated one, but stick with it. I promise it's worth it. It'll take your skiing to the next level. Thanks for checking out my drill progression. Give them a shot. Spend some time breaking down your skiing, and I promise you will see progression. If you have any questions, feedback, or ideas about what you'd like to see next, please leave them in the comments.